You know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
You just left some event, maybe a mixer, maybe a class, or just like a friend's party, and you were clicking with someone. Talking to Sarah about hiking or laughing with Mike about something, connecting with Jessica over coffee science, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You felt that energy. You actually made a connection. Success.
Totally. And that amazing feeling, it lasts right up until you unlock your phone.
Exactly.
There it is, the contact info, a new number, maybe a new Instagram follow, and suddenly, poof, the high is gone. And it's replaced by this cold wave of anxiety.
That's it. That's the classic friend-making bottleneck, isn't it? It's where, I don't know, maybe 80% of these great potential connections just fade.
Right. And it's usually not because the spark wasn't real. It's because we just don't have a roadmap, like a clear guide for that next step, the follow-up.
Which feels so awkward and crucial.
It really is. It's often seen as the hardest part of turning someone you just met into, well, an actual friend. So our mission today is to really dive deep into that. We want to unpack a full guide, basically, to help you master this moment.
Practical steps, but also, maybe more importantly, the psychological side, like how to actually feel confident taking the initiative.
Exactly. Turning those brief connections into something that lasts.
Okay, let's get into it. Because before we even craft the perfect text, we got to tackle the fear.
Yeah.
Why is the follow-up so scary? That little voice in your head?
Oh, yeah.
They were just being nice, or, God, I'll look too keen if I text now, maybe even desperate.
Well, that internal voice, it's basically driven by one core thing. Protection.
Protection.
Yeah. Your brain, it's hardwired to shield you from the sting of social rejection, so it just floods you with all the worst-case scenarios.
Like getting ghosted? Or the polite, oh, sorry, busy.
Precisely. It's trying to keep you safe from what it sees as danger. The follow-up gets flagged as, high-risk behavior in that primitive fear center.
Even though, logically, socially, it's pretty low risk and potentially high reward.
Right. And here's the interesting part. When you do reach out, you're not just battling your own anxiety. You might actually be relieving their anxiety, too.
How so? Because I definitely hesitate thinking I might be bothering them, interrupting their life.
That's the conflict, isn't it? You worry about interrupting, but chances are they might be sitting there hoping someone else makes the first move.
Ah, okay.
Which brings us to two really key reality checks from the sources we looked at. These should offer some immediate psychological relief.
Okay, lay them on me.
First, people are genuinely, truly relieved when someone else takes the initiative.
Really? Relieved?
Yes. Think about it. Most people want more friends, but they feel exactly the same paralysis you do about reaching out first. So when you follow up, you're actually doing them a favor. You're being the brave one, doing what everyone else kind of wishes they had the guts to do.
Okay, framing it as being brave, not pushy.
Thank you.
That actually helps a lot. It's like community building, not an imposition.
It absolutely is. And the second reality check. This one's backed by a ton of research.
Okay.
We consistently, and I mean drastically, underestimate how much people liked us after a good first meeting.
We do. So that voice saying, oh, they were just being polite.
It's almost always wrong. They probably enjoyed talking to you way more than your anxious brain is telling you.
Wow. Okay.
So you really should proceed with the assumption, the confidence, that the connection was mutual. Because statistically, it probably was.
All right. Confidence is key. And that confidence, you're saying, actually starts before you even leave the event.
Ideally, yes. The best follow-ups feel smoother because they're set up by a natural contact exchange, not that awkward, cold, can I have your number moment later on.
Right. Okay. How do we do that smoothly?
Well, the goal is to make the exchange feel like part of the conversation, Connection-based, not just transactional. We found 3 pretty neat techniques for this.
Let's hear them. Which one shows you were really listening?
Okay, that's the interest-based exchange. This is where you directly link the request to something you were just talking about.
Okay, like with Sarah and the hiking trails.
Exactly. Instead of just, can I get your number? You say something like, I definitely want to check out Crowder's Mountain now. I need that specific trail name you mentioned, though. Mind if I text you later to grab that?
So it gives a reason for the text.
Right.
Makes it logical.
Precisely. Or if they recommended, say, an amazing taco place, you jump on it. Okay, that place sounds incredible. You have to send me the name and address. Can I grab your number so I don't forget?
Makes the exchange feel useful for both sides. Okay, what's the second technique? You mentioned something about future events.
Yeah, that's the event continuation. This works well if there's already a shared context, like a recurring event or a group.
Right.
So if you know there's like a game night next week, you could say, hey, I'll probably be at trivia next week too. Let me grab your number in case the start time changes, or maybe if we want to grab food before.
Oh, I like that. Using the context you're already in.
Or referencing a digital space. Are you in the local Discord for hobby? That's where all the book club chat happens. If not, I can text you the link. It feels communal, not personal pressure.
Keeps it light. Okay, and the third?
The third is the digital bridge. This is often lower pressure, maybe suggesting a follow on Instagram or something similar, where you can kind of see each other's vibe, maybe exchange a comment later, low stakes.
Gotcha. So different options depending on the situation, but there's a crucial tip, right? Regardless of method.
Yes. Always give them an easy out.
How do you mean?
Just add a quick, friendly line like, no pressure at all if you're not a big texter, just thought I'd ask.
Okay.
It shows respect for their boundaries, their comfort level, takes away any feeling of obligation. Super important.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got the contact info. We did it smoothly. But then the timing. If you wait too long, that connection, that memory, it fades.
It does.
So how quickly do we need to act? What's this golden window people talk about?
The time frame is pretty critical here. The sources we looked at are quite clear. That golden window is within 24 to 48 hours.
Wait, 24 hours. Isn't that too soon? Doesn't that risk looking too eager? That's exactly what my anxiety voice warns about.
No, actually, it's counterintuitive, but acting quickly has a huge psychological benefit for both of you.
Yep.
For them, the conversation, the good feelings, it's all still fresh, makes them more likely to respond positively. But maybe more importantly for you, the sender.
Yeah.
Acting fast means you haven't given yourself days to overthink it, to talk yourself out of it, to self-sabotage.
Okay. So you short-circuit the anxiety spiral.
Exactly. Waiting like 5 days, that turns what was a warm connection into a kind of cold outreach about a chat they barely remember.
That makes so much sense. Okay, 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
That's the motivation I need to just hit send. Now, what about that message? What needs to be in it for it to actually work?
Right. It needs to be precise. There are basically 4 essential ingredients. If you miss one, the message kind of falls flat, becomes ambiguous.
Okay, let's break them down. Component number 1.
1. A personal reference. Simple, but crucial. Address them by name and say exactly where you met.
Grounds it. Proves it's not some generic text blast.
Exactly. Confirms you remember them. Okay, second component.
What is it?
2. A light compliment. And make it specific. Reference something particular from the conversation that you genuinely enjoyed, like, I really loved hearing about your trip to X, or you seriously cracked me up talking about Y. It shows you were listening and confirms you felt the positive connection, too.
Okay, validates the spark for both of you. Good. Component 3. This feels like the tricky one.
3. A soft invitation. And this needs to be concrete, specific, based on a shared interest if possible.
So not, we should hang out sometime.
Definitely not. That's way too vague. It needs to be something like, want to grab coffee at that new place near the park Saturday morning, or, hey, there's a group hike for trail next Thursday. Thought you might be interested. Concrete plans signal you're serious and confident.
Specificity kills ambiguity. I like that. Okay, and the last ingredient, the gentle landing.
4. The easy escape. You have to give them a graceful way out.
Like before with getting the number.
Exactly. Something simple like, no worries at all if you can't make it, or totally understand if that timing doesn't work, maybe another time. It just keeps the pressure completely off.
Which, ironically, probably makes them more likely to say yes.
That's often how it works. Low pressure is key.
Okay, let's make this real. Use our hiking example, Sarah, from the beginning. Put it all together.
All right, so using that 4-part formula, the text could be something like this. Hey, Sarah. Great meeting you at game night last night.
Okay, personal reference check.
I loved hearing about your adventures at Crowder's Mountain. Seriously convinced me I need to get out there more.
Light, specific compliment, check. Active listening shown.
There's actually a casual group doing the Whitewater Center trails this Sunday around 10 a.m. if you happen to be free and interested.
Soft invitation, concrete plan, shared interest. Check.
No worries if you can't make it, but thought it might be fun.
Easy escape. Check. Wow. That actually feels doable. It's warm, specific, non-demanding. It hits all the right notes.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of it.
Okay, but let's say Sarah says yes, or whoever it is responds positively. We have the first hangout. How do we move past that initial activity? How does this actually become a real integrated friendship?
Right, because one coffee doesn't make a friendship. The guide we're drawing from lays out a kind of timeline progression here. It's about gradually increasing the effort and the context.
Okay, so step one is that initial activity invitation, say, in the first week or two.
Yeah, keep suggesting specific things based on those shared interests you discovered. Don't try to force, like, long, intense conversations right away.
Stick to the activity.
Right. If they love art, suggest the first Friday gallery crawl. If they have a dog, maybe a dog park meetup. The shared activity provides the structure, the scaffolding for conversation.
Makes sense. Takes the pressure off.
Hmm.
And if those early hangouts go well,
Hmm.
what's the next big step? You mentioned month 1, 2.
Yeah, around that point, the next critical phase is introducing the group dynamic.
Bringing them into your wider circle.
Exactly. This is huge for turning an event connection into an actual part of your social life. Integration is key.
Why is that so important?
Well, it reduces that one-on-one pressure, first off, and it adds social context. You're showing them where they might fit in your world.
Okay, so how do you do that?
You could say something like, you know, you should really meet my friend Alex. You both have that same weird obsession with 80s sci-fi movies. Want to join us for trivia at Place on Wednesday?
Nice. Okay, so activities, then group integration. But deep friendships need more than just shared activities, right? They need some level of sharing of vulnerability.
Absolutely. And the sources offer a really helpful framework for this called the vulnerability ladder. It's a way to deepen connection gradually without like oversharing or making things awkward.
The ladder. Okay, how does that work?
It guides self-disclosure in stages. You start small, level 1. That's just sharing preferences, opinions, surface level stuff. Like admitting, honestly, I'm usually kind of awkward at these networking things, but I felt really comfortable chatting with you. It's a small personal admission.
Okay, low risk. What's level 2?
Level 2 moves from opinions to narratives, sharing a bit of your history or experiences, not deep, dark secrets, but relatable stories.
For example?
Maybe something like, yeah, moving here 2 years back was pretty scary at first. I didn't know a soul. Took me a good 6 months to kind of find my footing.
Okay, sharing an experience, I see. So level 3 would build on that, make it more personal, maybe about struggles or growth.
Exactly. You elevate it slightly. Instead of just stating the fact moving was scary, you share the internal insight or lesson learned.
How would that sound?
Like, moving here was scary, but honestly, I realized my own anxiety was holding me back. So I made this rule for myself to say yes to 3 social things a month, no matter how tired I felt. And I'm learning it's usually worth the risk.
Okay, that's definitely deeper. So self-awareness, growth, builds trust.
Right. And then level 4, the top of the ladder, that's where you share core values, dreams, maybe deeper struggles. But you only really get there naturally after navigating those lower levels successfully over time.
That ladder framework is really useful. It gives you a way to consciously steer the friendship towards more depth. Okay, but what if you're doing all this, you're climbing the ladder, sending the texts, and things still go wrong? Let's troubleshoot the common roadblocks.
Good idea. The first one is probably the most disheartening. They never respond.
Ugh, yeah. Your brain immediately jumps to, they hate me. Rejection.
What's likely really going on, and what's the plan?
Okay, the reality is usually much less dramatic. They're probably just genuinely busy. Or they saw the text while juggling 5 other things and honestly forgot to reply. Or maybe they're just terrible texters.
Happens all the time.
It does. So the action plan is crucial here. Give them one more chance. A second, super low pressure follow-up after about a week.
Just one more. Just one. And then you redirect your energy. The script suggested is simple. Something like, hey, just checking in, know things get busy, but wanted to say the invite to activity is always open if you change your mind. No worries either way.
Okay. Friendly, no pressure, leaves the door open, but doesn't demand anything. You gave it 2 shots. That feels fair. All right, challenge number 2. I always feel like I'm the initiator, the one doing all the reaching out. That gets tiring.
It really can be exhausting. It's easy to feel like you're carrying the whole relationship. The key insight here is to first acknowledge that some people are just natural initiators and others are more like grateful responders.
Not everyone initiates equally.
Right. But you still need reciprocity. So the rule of thumb is track the effort honestly. If it feels consistently, significantly one-sided after, say, 2 to 3 months.
That long. Okay.
Yeah, give it a real chance. But after that period, if it's still all you probably need to redirect your energy toward connections where the effort feels more balanced.
That 2-3 month time frame feels important. It's not quitting too soon, but also not committing forever to something that isn't reciprocal. Protects your energy.
Exactly. You deserve relationships where the energy flows both ways.
Okay, final common challenge. We're great in a group, but it's awkward one-on-one. We've all had that friend, right?
Oh, definitely. If that's the case, simple solution. Stop forcing the high-pressure one-on-one situations.
Like those intense coffee dates or dinners where you just stare at each other.
Exactly. If that's awkward, lean into what works. Stick to activities that naturally involve other people or have built-in conversation breaks or focuses.
Like what?
Think volunteering together, going to a dog park, browsing a bookstore, taking a workout class, going to trivia night again. The activity itself carries the interaction, takes the pressure off direct conversation.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I've definitely had those awkward coffee dates wishing we'd just gone for a walk instead. Okay, this whole deep dive really shows that mastering the follow-up,
Yeah.
it's less about some perfect witty script.
Right.
It's more about being genuinely interested, being concrete, and honestly, just being brave enough to take that first strategic step.
Absolutely. And remember, the source material we drew on offers some great practical tools too, like a 30-day action plan structure or a connection quiz to help you figure out your own style.
Like whether you're a cautious connector needing prompts or more of a natural navigator.
Exactly. Knowing your own tendencies helps you apply all these steps way more effectively.
And when you zoom out, connect all these individual actions,
Yeah.
the goal isn't really just finding one friend, is it? It feels bigger, like proactively building the kind of community you actually want to be part of.
That's the really powerful takeaway, I think. If you're consistently applying these ideas tracking effort, giving things a fair shot like that 2-3 month window, then redirecting energy from non-reciprocal situations, these have been really profound.
How so?
You're not just finding friends. You're actively defining your own personal standard for what healthy reciprocal relationships look like for you. Your courage in following up and being intentional, it doesn't just benefit you and the person you connect with. It subtly raises the bar for social connection for everyone you interact with.
Wow. Okay. The final message is
Go send that text.